All right, all right. Go. All right, so today, listen. This was fun. I was just playing around with this song. This was fun. Let's get started. I want to teach this to different levels. And I want to start right away. All right, so let's get by your pianos. Let's go. Okay, so to start the song off, we're going to start on the part that walks right up to the beginning of the song. And that's all we're going to do as a beginner. You don't have to do much, and it's really easy. All you do is start on the C and you go up half steps. You want to make sure that you can play these in double notes like this. All right, and then right after that, the song will start. Okay, and the chords are pretty simple. What we're going to do is we're going to have, in the right hand, we're going to have an F minor chord, which is just an F, A flat, and a C. And then you're going to have a D flat here. If you can remember to put an E flat on the top, that will also sound good. The next chord is going to be what's called a G half diminished chord. A G, B flat, and a D flat. If you really wanted to sound good, add the seventh chord, which is a seventh note, which is an F, and have the G in the left hand. That's the second chord. The third chord is just simply a C7 chord, and the way that we're going to voice that will be and the thumb will play in the right hand, the thumb will play a B flat, and then an E, then an A G. And then you want to play a C at the bottom. The next chord is going to kind of require you to maybe stretch a little bit if you're new to playing. You're going to play an A flat, C, E flat, and a G. And then you want to play an F. What we're going to do with this chord is we're going to go down a half step. So each of these notes will go down a half step. This one goes here, this one goes here, this one goes here, this one goes here, and this one goes down. I'm going to go down another half step. We're going to go half step twice. This will go here, this will go here, this will go here, and this will go here, and this will go a half step. So the chords will sound like this. And then the way that we play that is rhythmically. So the rhythm of it will be this. So try that. Ba, ba, ba. Okay, so now from the very first chord, we're going to do this. What's the second chord? G half diminished. What's this third chord? A C7 that we voice like this. The next chord requires you to stretch a little bit like this, and then we go down the half steps. The next chord after that is really simple because it's already there. Your fingers are already on the notes, and all you have to do is change the bass note from an E flat to an A flat. And then you're back to the top. Now, those are the chords to the song, and it's that simple. Let's play it with them and see how it sounds. Because in order for it to, it has to work with the integrity of the song. So we're going to see if it works with the song to see if it works. Right? Here we go. See that? Works perfectly, and so long as it fits within the structure, then it's really good and it's going to work for us. Now, that's all you're going to need to do as a beginner. And honestly, now if you want to do more rhythmic stuff, you can. If you want to, you can kind of bounce the bass, to give it a little bit more rhythm. But again, only once you first get those chords right, then I would move on to that next section. All right, let's go to the next one. If you kind of feel like you have it at the beginner level and you want to do the next level, that's what I call growing. So let's start from the part that goes like this. All right, so what we're going to do now is instead of walking up to that E flat from the C, what we're going to do is we're going to play these as dominant chords, right? So it's going to sound like this. Remember, a dominant chord is simply a C major chord with the flattened seventh. So the seventh note is B. So this is how it would sound. Okay, now with most dominant chords, we actually don't need the fifth note, so we can omit that. But any combination of these notes will work. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to choose notes. All right, I'm going to either play a C, an E, a G, or a B flat. But I have to remember that the melody on top is going C, C sharp, D, E flat, okay? So it's going up like that. So my C needs to be on top. So I'm just going to choose notes from within here. So there's the next dominant chord. I'm choosing notes, making sure that note is on top, and choosing notes from within here. Let's put an A, let's put an F sharp. That's where I'm getting these notes from. The last chord is not a dominant chord. The last chord is a sus voicing. See, it's the sus voicing because it omits the 3. It doesn't have the third note. It has the fourth note instead. And anytime the fourth note is substituted for the third, I call it a sus voicing. So it'll be. And then what you want to do is you want to trill from the B flat to the C. So here's our first chord here. Here's our second chord. Here's our third. You can put an E in there. Okay. And I like that E in there. And then for the last one is E flat, A flat, D flat, A flat, B flat to C, and hold the E flat on top. And so all really nice full chords that sound really good. Okay, there's other ways just at this level that you can play that section that's a little fuller. Say you were the only keyboardist, but first let me, before I do that, let's play that with the track. All right, so there you go. Now, let's say this is the standard way. Now, there are ways to play this that will sound fuller if you did not have a bass player. Rootless means, and I'm still at this level, rootless just simply means play the same chords we were playing before but take off the bass note. So now you have this. Now you could make it a 9 chord by doing this. So it would sound like this. Right? Those are chords that sound really full. But what I've done here is I have the same chords, but I've taken the 9th note, which is the second note. The second note an octave higher, and put it on top. So this is if I have a bass player now. Instead of going this, I'm doing this. Right? Okay, the other way I could do it is if I didn't have a bass player and wanted to sound full, I could do this. So I could, now this is the same thing. Now remember, dominant chords are dominant chords. How I choose to voice those dominant chords are up to me. So long as it has the C, E, G, and the B flat. The 3rd and the 7th note are considered the most important notes in that. So I'm keeping, in all these chords, I'm keeping variations of this E and B flat to make sure that they're in there. So whether I'm going like this, or whether I'm going like this, or whether I'm going like this, they all contain the E and B flat. Now rewind the video and I want you to watch the chords that I just did, because they all contain a version of that. And so what you want to do at this level, essentially, is find those combinations that work. Because remember, music is more about you finding those patterns that you feel sound good. You know, in this one, in the first two I showed you, I kept the C on top, but on this one, you know, in that one, the melody was essentially not on the top, and someone could argue that the melody was probably on the bottom. Okay, so it requires a little bit more thought into how I'm looking at it. This essentially becomes a sharp 9, sharp 5 chord. So that's how it sounds, but I don't like how it sounds voiced this way, so I open that up. Right? Now let's talk about how we would actually start the song. Okay? Now, instead of just kind of holding, I want you to, once you get to that, what you want to do is you want to kind of feel the groove of the song. Now, the groove is right? So you want to kind of attack the notes. So it'll be So that's kind of how I'm looking at it, okay? Now, I want you to, let me play along with this, and I'm going to turn on, and I'm going to show you how I play it, and then I want you to try it, okay? Or then I'm going to show you the song. Now, let me see here. That's too far away. Should I let it go? Now, let's pick up this. So as you can see, what I'm doing here is just, so you it's the same chord, but you're playing more rhythmically. And so the only thing that I'm really introducing from the from one version to the next is just a little bit more rhythm. So here's the notes here. Okay, you have a C, D flat major 9, and you don't have you're just breaking up this chord. So you're playing the D flat first, and then you're playing the rest of the chord, and then you want to go to the D flat from the C. The same thing with the G half diminished. Here's a chord here. We're just playing the same chord, and we're playing in the bottom, we're playing that G. So the first chord, the next chord, and then now we have this chord. Okay, sharp 9, sharp 5. I would voice it, I would play without the C, and let your hand do that. And then the next one would be the F minor. So here's a chord in F minor 9, and I would do it down here. And then from there, do a half step down. But you want to have it in rhythm. Bam, bam, bam. Alright, so let's try that from the. Alright, now let's play that without the vocals. Here we go. I mean, and that sounds, to me, I'd be satisfied with that. You know, playing it that way, it's really rhythmic, it sounds really good, and it supports a choir too well by not overplaying. That's a really good way to accompany a choir, but you still have that rhythm, especially if you have some kind of a rhythm track going on in the background. Now, without the track, I probably would still do the same thing. I mean, because if people are clapping, you still kind of have that kind of rhythm going. You don't really need much. So that's what I would do at that level. Okay. All right, here it goes. Okay, so now on that part, instead of going, that's what the beginners did, right? And then at the next level up, we did chords, right? Now, what I want you to do at this level is have the approach that's a little bit different. See, now we have that. What we have is a version of the C9, right? But we're playing that rootless. So, and then now you're gonna go to a version of that D9. So here's a chord here, da 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 da. Which part you know that part already, and then you want to walk down to the E from a G, like that. When you hit that E, hit the B flat and the D and the G, and then twang up from that C. Okay, so and then you want to do this. We're going to form a counter melody with the phrase. So right when you hit this chord, so this is going to be a F, B, and a D flat, which is the second chord. So this is I'm at that chord, and what I want to do is, okay, so hit these notes and then hit F, A flat, B flat, B flat, A flat, and then trill up to the E flat. So now you're gonna have a little bit more to do on the B. Okay, so D, G sharp, and a B. So here's the first chord, and then you have that next one, E flat, A flat, and a D flat. Okay, that's how it sounds, right? See, you hear them go ba 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 da. Okay, so they're doing it. So they kind of have that. I've changed it up a tad bit. Let me do that again. Okay, so as you can see, okay, so all kind of cool ways that you can do this, and just play around with it as far as this kind of movement, because they're really cool. Is there anything else I'm going to give you? Man, this song was really cool. I really enjoyed just trying to figure out the chords this week and learning it, and hopefully you will grab these. These are some insane chords. James Hall, he's always been insane, and this is my first time just trying to tackle one of his songs, and I really had fun. I want you to know the MIDI file. The MIDI files are more becoming my interpretation of things, almost me shedding it. So you may hear some things in the MIDI file that are like, wait a minute, is that in the actual track? Probably not. But it makes the MIDI file more my own. I mean, it's still going to be there, and nothing's going to change. I'm just kind of adapting it to my own style and using my ear to kind of add things when I want to. So the MIDI file is not an exact representation of the song. It's exactly what you see in the screen when you go when you view it at the beginning. That is what the MIDI file is. So just to clarify that for anybody who had any questions. Everybody else, thank you so much for coming. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel. Because this is a cool song. Go ahead and try it out. And this is one of those songs that you can just really learn so many cool, neat chords on. So hopefully you'll do that. And I'll talk to you in the comments what you think about this song. Is this one of the ones that you like? Let me know. And until next week, we'll see everybody later.